Welcome to another episode of the Rank 'em Podcast. Glad to have you along with us. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Rank 'em Podcast, and we are available wherever it is you listen to your podcast. So if you could subscribe, give us a 5-star review, however you can help us out. We certainly do appreciate it. I'm Garrett Seawright. You can find me on Twitter at Garrett Seawright. Joined as always with my good friend Don Garwood. He's at Donnie_G on Twitter.
Bond. James Bond.
As always, Don, maybe a little too excited for today's episode, where we were going to rank, not really, we were going to rank our top 5 favorite action movie actors, or action movie heroes, action movie
stars.
Action movie stars. What Don said to stars like he was unsure if even some of his folks are stars.
Oh, no, they're stars.
For all of the wrong reasons.
What?
I'm not a big action movie guy, to be honest with you.
Well, you
can jump in the pond if you're going to be a silly goose.
There you go.
And joining us again in the recliner is my younger brother, Zach.
How we doing?
Who is always available to sit down. To sit down and do the podcast. Yeah, well, ladies, if you'd like to get a date with that young fella,
you have really low standards.
Let us know. Tweet us at Rank 'em Podcast, and we can get you all squared away with Heart Attack Zach.
So I don't think you said it, but this is the Father's Day special.
Oh no, I forgot about that,
and that's why it's action hero stars and/or.
See, we can't agree on what the terminology is.
People who star in action movies a lot, and really
I like that title.
And really, the main qualifier that we had for it was that they had to be in multiple movies in different roles. So Hugh Jackman, who's been in 12 X-Men movies, is not an action movie star. Because when he's not Wolverine, he is in Eddie the Eagle, and he is in The Greatest Showman, and doing more artsy or musically based
The Greatest Showman's
movies.
The best action movie there is, Dom. What are you talking about?
There's fire and elephants, acrobatics,
and songs.
Yeah,
and Zendaya.
Zac Efron. How much more action can you pack into one movie?
So yeah, that's kind of our
baseline.
Daniel Radcliffe is in 8
Harry Potter movies,
possibly action-ish movies.
Yeah, they're not action.
There
movies.
are action scenes in them. I guess the last one would be an sci-fi action movie. And Goblet of Fire could be an action movie. Regardless, he is also not an action star.
Correct.
Let's talk about who isn't an action star.
Right, let's spend 45 minutes roughly talking about who's not an action star.
Robert Downey Jr. Though he's Iron Man in 12 movies, not an action star.
I was going to just randomly say Bill Paxton.
But Bill Paxton...
Twister is a...
Jurassic Park.
A great movie.
Yeah, so maybe...
Other movies? Castaway?
Titanic?
Citizen Kane?
Bill Paxton in Titanic?
Yeah, he's the dude trying to find the heart of the ocean.
Oh, crap. Yeah. I forget because he's in...
Dead?
Nope.
R.I.P. I mean, he is. He is dead.
He's dead.
You are correct.
He is dead. I usually am.
That's not why I forgot about it, but it's because he's in the first scene and the last scene
when you've stopped caring.
Right, he's essentially
3 hours moving. The boat hasn't sank yet. What the hell?
Pretty
Let's
much.
get to the juice.
Let's get to the goods. Draw me like one of your French girls.
The lasting imprint from when I was an 8-year-old watching that was her hand slapping the steamy inside of that car and dragging down. I was like, oh, God, what is happening?
She is so hot in there.
What are they doing?
A few years ago, a woman sued James Cameron because she claimed that her grandma's experience on the Titanic was exactly the same as Rose's. And I was like, how does it feel to know that your grandma got clapped out in the back of a car? It was in the
By some poor dude.
By some poor dude from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, in the cargo hold of the Titanic.
Why is he from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and then poor, and then in Britain doing...
In London?
Right.
Or Southampton? Who knows, man?
Doing weird gambling and winning a boat ride right before. Ugh.
Why not? Why not?
Okay. Yeah, I can't argue that.
Do you want a Titanic like origin story now from James Cameron? Is that what you're begging for?
No, I'm fine with Avatar
Yeah.
too.
I'm not, but like if he could, that'd be cool.
Ooh, but it's the conspiracy theory where it's not the real Titanic.
All right, so with that, we'll cut off the Titanic talk. I'm not sure how we got there.
Bill Paxton.
Say Bill Paxton.
So we are going to rank our top 5 favorite action people who star in action movies a lot list.
There it is.
So Zach is in the recliner. He's the guest. He goes first.
My number 5 is Nicolas Cage.
The bees. Go ahead.
Well, you got Gone in 60 Seconds.
Dope.
That's a dope movie. National Treasure franchise for all of its follies.
Don's face is exactly why I thought about this for a long time, and then I was like, "Is National Treasure are the National Treasure movies action movies?"
See, when I wrote
Because that's where I might
Not like action
with
thriller,
Nicolas Cage.
but I would give it action
All right.
movies.
That's why I have Nicolas Cage at number 5, because I was like, he teeters. Because sometimes he does do different movies.
Really bad movies.
Really bad movies. I mean, sometimes he's good.
What's
like
a bad Nicolas Cage movie?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
I'm just kidding. I think most
Ghost
of them
Rider
are bad. Most of them are bad.
Right to say Ghost Rider 2 more specifically.
Con Air.
Ah, you shut your mouth. That's a great action movie starring Nicolas Cage.
That's why I said it. Because it's starring.
but Garrett
what was
said
the
name
other
of
one?
a
I said name a bad Nicolas
Stealing-
Cage movie, and you said
Stealing Nevada, Stealing Arizona.
Stealing Western State.
Right, that's another movie that he was in.
Is it bad? I haven't seen
It was bad.
That'll happen.
But Nicolas Cage is of the Coppolas. His real last name is Coppola, like Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather. So he comes from a Hollywood family. So he is this. He overacts in everything, and that's kind of his trademark.
Excuse you.
But that's what makes him.
Face Off.
I was just gonna say I saw.
I was
him on
waiting for
Face
Off. Rip your face.
I
face
also
off
like
a face off.
Next. Have you seen
I
Next?
don't think I have.
Next is so good. So he's a magician in the beginning of the movie, and the way that he does his tricks and everything is he can see into the future 6 seconds.
Okay.
So he knows that, like, essentially he just constantly looks into the future 6 seconds. He's like, okay, so if I bang my hammer here while I'm breaking this dude's watch, I'm going to fool everybody, and I'm not actually going to break the watch. So he's like, oh, look, your watch is perfectly fine and everything like that. But then the government finds out that he's able to do it, and so they're trying to track him down to prevent a terrorist attack, and he's just trying to get laid.
We've all been there.
Right.
It's Leaving Las Vegas is what you're looking for.
No, it's where he kidnaps two little kids.
It's okay to be wrong.
But no, I also saw
Leaving Las
Leaving
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
I was like, what is Don looking for? What is Don trying to say here? So Nicolas Cage, number 5 on Zach's list.
Gonna
Don,
take your face
off.
off.
I can face off. All right, Don, what's your number 5?
My number 5, I'm Googling Nicolas Cage movies, so give me a second to pull it up here. My number 5 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Started off with The Scorpion King, The Rundown, Walking Tall. I mean, those were just his first ones, and then he hops in on the Fast and Furious franchise and kind of rejuvenates that and turns it from racing to gun/car fights. Central Intelligence, like he does a couple of really good movies with Kevin Hart as like his sidekick.
They're a pretty good duo.
Jumanji series as well.
Yeah.
Both of those are pretty good movies.
Skyscraper is legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my entire life.
Well, it's
Watch
an action
Skyscraper.
movie.
Is that the one where he has the fake leg?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's so bad. It is unbelievably bad.
I watched like the first 20 minutes of it on a
So
plane.
bad. Like I was typing up Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I thought, no, I can't in good conscience.
Most of these guys have done
Horrible, bad
Right.
action movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Except
like,
for
that's
one.
the point.
Except for one.
Except for one.
He's done a bad movie. If
He has
you're
not.
thinking of
He
who
has
I'm
not.
thinking
No,
of.
he has not.
It's impossible for him to have done a bad movie.
So anyway, So yeah, I got
hold
The
on.
Rock. He's not.
Is he number one on all of our lists?
No,
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I say I doubt it.
I don't. We'll find out.
You know who I'm talking about.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Skyscraper's so bad, Don.
Skyscraper can be bad. That's fine.
But it's so bad it ruins everything else he's ever done his entire career.
No,
true.
it doesn't.
It drops him from A-list to D-list. It's so bad.
Okay, you're done. Get out of here.
So you're fired.
So like he obviously started off as a wrestler and then just kind of got like these very bland roles, but since then his acting skills have actually gotten so much better and
Except for in Skyscraper.
Shut the hell up about Skyscraper.
It's so bad.
Didn't
You
take
better
his
hope
career.
that nobody on your list has done a bad movie.
Nope.
All bangers.
They're all certified gold.
So yeah, I got The Rock at 5.
I don't have The Rock at 5. I have Gerard Butler at 5.
Oh, he's never done a bad movie, so you're safe.
He is not. There's 300. Then you get the Has Fallen series. The first one, actually not bad. They get kind of increasingly dumber, but they're action movies, so
I
of
heard
course
the most recent one wasn't that bad. I heard like the London Has Fallen. I heard wasn't good, but Angel Has Fallen. I heard wasn't too bad.
I think he just looks the part, man. Like,
That's fair.
especially from his King Leonidas days to, I mean, he looks like he could be a CIA Secret Service.
Have you seen Law Abiding Citizen?
No.
Fantastic film. Watch it. Watch it tonight.
It's a really good movie, and you should watch it. It's not really an action movie, but Gerard Butler gets essentially
Pro-level revenge.
arrested for murdering someone who murdered his family. And then it's just like this giant revenge plot where he's in prison planning revenge. And
Level revenge.
right. It's very good.
I will look and see if I can get it on our Roku TV. But I got Gerard Butler.
He's also in How to Train Your Dragon. He was Hiccup's dad.
Yeah, he's one of the voices.
Well, I didn't think they just showed Gerard Butler's face in How to Train Your Dragon. So
I mean,
it's
they
like,
might.
here's the whole animated movie, and then there's
there's just
Gerard
Gerard
Butler in the bottom right-hand corner.
Hey,
in a
South
picture.
Park's been doing it for years.
He
man.
actually
picture.
did a decent job in P.S. I Love You. I really liked him
he's
in that. I really liked him
Because
in
we had talked about doing chick flicks, and
Yeah.
you better believe P.S. I Love You is at least honorable mention.
The Ugly Truth is another good one.
See, that was the one I was like,
I liked him in The Ugly Truth.
Never done
It's
a bad
funny.
movie. Never done a bad movie.
Gamer's kind of bad.
Never done a bad movie, I just said.
Gamer's a pretty good action movie, though.
Zach, your number 4 is?
My number 4 is Chuck Norris. Because... And I felt bad about having Chuck Norris at number 4, because, like... You know,
Yeah,
when
but
you guys,
he hasn't really done anything.
See, you guys said when you did your conspiracy theory video that you were, keeping stuff safe so you didn't get suicided. I'm afraid I'm going to get Chuck Norris. Like, that...
Because you have him on your list at all?
Because I have him at number 4, like, not at number 1.
He doesn't deserve to be on your list.
Oh,
He's not a good action movie person.
that is literally all he does.
But he's not good at it. He was in Walker, Texas Ranger for 8 years. That's the only thing he did other than get his chest hair grabbed by Bruce Lee and was in Expendables 2 for a little bit. Yeah. That's the only thing he did his entire career.
Yeah, but like Chuck Norris facts get him.
He gave the thumbs up in Dodgeball.
Right.
There's that.
Bleeping Chuck Norris.
What bigger role could you get than that?
But I mean, like,
Yeah, Chuck Norris doesn't belong on.
do you know Chuck Norris's tears can cure cancer?
Yeah, but that
But it's
doesn't.
a damn shame that Chuck Norris doesn't cry.
Chuck
Norris has a bear rug in his living room. It's not dead. It's just too afraid to move.
I saw the TikTok. Nice.
Thank you.
I saw a TikTok where they were talking about in the event of a race war, we would like who was it? It was like random white people. It was like, we would like Bill Nye the Science Guy and Tom Hanks to be left alone, and in return, we will not unleash the equivalent of a nuke. And it was a picture of Chuck Norris.
He's not number 4.
No.
Just for all the good Chuck Norris facts.
For the
No.
Chuck Norris facts, you can throw him on honorable mention, but
We got this top 5 is sacred list, Zach.
I don't know about
you got
that.
sacred space.
Garrett did a top 3 because he didn't have 5.
Yeah.
That's because he didn't feel like putting in the effort. That's always been
No,
his problem.
I don't believe.
But that has always been your problem. Let's get serious
Say,
here and
we're gonna
talk for a little bit.
You get some psycho babble going on here about my problems as a career underachiever. My number 4, I've got good old Liam Neeson's.
Liam Neeson's though?
Liam Neeson's. Those Taken movies are so bad they're good.
The first one's
The
not
first one
terrible.
was really good.
First one's really good.
But yeah, after that, it went downhill fast.
It goes down like.
You took my daughter. You took my daughter again? You took my wife? Why do you keep taking this man's family?
If I was any good at like playing defense before things happened, if I was any good at planning anything, this wouldn't keep happening. But every time I see in an action movie a car going down a set of steps in public somewhere, I just assume it's Liam Neeson driving.
The Gray was really good.
Oh, Gray's
Gray was
badass.
so good.
Gray's badass.
Like,
Also,
everybody hated the ending, but it was...
no, I love the ending.
See,
The ending
I
was
did
tight.
too.
The ending was great. 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It is like people hated it. I thought it was pretty good.
That's a pretty good
actually.
movie.
So
Other movies he's in.
other movies Liam Neeson's is in.
Schindler's List.
Phantom Menace.
Well, I wasn't going to go.
He is Qui-Gon Jinn.
He is.
He is.
He's Ra's al Ghul.
He is Ra's al Ghul.
Liam Neeson's. He's got,
Liam Neeson's
got all
Dell.
sorts of range. So he's my number 4. Don, what about you?
Number 4 on my list is Tom Cruise. Obviously, probably one of the... I mean, he's been an action star for 30 years.
Right, A Few
Yeah.
Good Men.
Top Gun. Well, his
I was
very...
just kidding.
His second...
wait a second. What?
The
You can't handle the truth.
Taps was like his second movie ever, and it's like them in like a military like training
Court, and he's
Nope.
he's questioning Colonel Jessup
Nope.
about some misconduct.
Is it okay if I read from my list, or did you just want to interrupt me this entire podcast?
The second one.
Okay.
It's going to be that one.
So the movie Taps, they are in like an ROTC program, and the drill instructor like breaks them essentially, and they revolt and they riot inside their ROTC like bunker, and have like machine guns and M16s, and are killing like these real soldiers going like trying to take the bunker back.
Gotcha.
And I can't like it. Tom Cruise has like a pretty. Tom Cruise is like the psychopath in that movie with like a light machine gun up at the top.
And in life.
Yeah.
He just loves Katie
Jumping
Holmes.
on Oprah's couch. I love Katie Holmes. I love Katie Holmes.
I'm not
And he
gay.
honestly, he has like really good range because he was hilarious in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Well, but then, he, like Minority Report is a whole different
Yeah.
movie from,
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible or Top Gun.
Honestly, Mission Impossible is a completely different movie from Mission Impossible 7
Right.
or whatever the hell number they're on now. Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Edge of Tomorrow was good. Or it's like Live, Die, Repeat is the other one. But, I mean, it was a movie that never got much traction in theaters, but they
what's
hyped it up. But it's actually not a bad movie.
He's
The Mummy.
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher's really good.
But like in the books,
Mummy was
Jack
terrible.
Reacher's like 6'3".
Isn't Jack Reacher not white as well?
I think he's...
I think he's
I don't know. I never
I
read the
thought
books.
Jack Reacher was like this huge black guy, and then Tom Cruise playing him. Like, oh,
Can't
No, I think he was just like supposed to be like 6'3" and like 300
So
pounds.
not
Just
Tom
a solid brick.
so more
poop
Terry
house.
more Terry Crews than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
and he's little Tom Cruise.
Well, Tommy Cruise.
So that is Don's number 4. So we've all done our number 4 so far.
We don't have any cross-pollination yet.
We do not. My number 3, I will go first on number 3. Again, has never done a bad movie. Never done a bad TV show either. And his name is Will Smith. Independence Day.
Okay.
You could make
Men
the
in Black
argument.
3 is
You could
not
make
good.
the argument.
It's not
Men in
great.
Black is. Men in Black.
Men in Black
is
2 is bad. Men in Black
Well,
3 is
yeah.
not as bad as 2. And also Independence Day 2, he wasn't in that.
right.
He was in... What was the movie with this kid?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Nope.
After Earth.
After Earth was garbage.
Okay, I was like
Well, that's
Pursuit
because it
of
was directed
Happiness.
by
is-
M. Night Shyamalan.
Wild Wild West was not good either.
You shut your mouth.
Whoa.
Wild
Of
Wild...
all the stuff you've ever criticized on this podcast, hold on. Wild Wild West, we talked about, what was it, what did we talk about? Like cinematic masterpieces. Like we've talked a couple different times
Movie
about
franchises.
music. Wild Wild West is a cinematic masterpiece.
I want to go that far.
Shut up. You shut up.
Wild Wild West has some funny parts in it. It's a bad movie.
Wow.
4.9 on IMDb.
People are
So
wrong.
it's an objectively bad movie.
Also, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend is really good.
Will
It's
Smith.
not as good as the book, but it's good.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys is good. Bad Boys 2 is good. Bad Boys 3 Life,
See, the
also
Will-
good.
The Will Smith movies just keep on rolling. I mean, we could go Aladdin.
I liked Aladdin.
The
I'll be
live
honest.
action.
I liked it.
I don't think it was very good.
I thought it was bad, but I liked it.
But Will Smith, number 3. So there's that.
Didn't even think of Will Smith when I
Hancock?
did my
I would
list.
say did not think
Hancock.
Will Smith.
See,
Nice.
Will Smith, criminally underrated action star.
Yeah, but still wouldn't break my
Hitch.
top 5.
iRobot,
iRobot's good.
Shark Tale.
Hitch isn't that great.
Now you're just
Going
scrolling through his IMDb.
everything he did from 2002 to 2005.
The Hurricane,
Guest hosted the Kids' Choice Awards in 1998.
Saturday Night Live.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
Ooh,
He was Bagger Vance.
he was Bagger Vance.
He was Bagger
and he
Vance.
left on the 18th hole. Left Matt Damon out to dry.
Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State, by the way. Will Smith. Underrated.
Yeah.
The fact that you think Wild Wild, West is not
an
good.
objectively bad movie.
Wow. It's got Selma Hayek's ass in it.
Okay.
That has to be worth 7.2
So
on
does
IMDb.
70 other movies.
I don't think that's true.
She's not in 70 movies, but so does every other movie she's in.
Wild Wild West.
Not
No.
grown-ups.
Good movie. Don, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Keanu Reeves. First of all,
When you say it like that, it makes him seem like not very good action star.
Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure, and Bogus Journey, both really good, not action movies, but they're funny.
Well, but there's
Have
number 3 coming out soon.
Right, to say, have you seen the trailers?
I
It
did
looks
not
good.
like the trailer. It looked like Keanu Reeves was only doing that movie because
Because the other dude needed
the other dude
Because
needed
Bill
money.
needs the money? Yeah, probably. And he's a good person because of it.
There are so many
Keanu
great-
Reeves is honestly probably the best person in Hollywood.
There are so many like good Keanu Reeves stories
Yeah.
that he's a good person. And there's an actress, and I don't remember who it was, but was talking about before she was anybody famous. Like she was broke down on the side of the road, and Keanu Reeves stops in his motorcycle. And was like, "Hey, can I help you out?" And she's like, "I never told him this story because I don't because
Right.
I guarantee he doesn't remember it, but." It meant so much to me that I was like, "Oh my god!" Like
There
it's
was-
Keanu Reeves. She's like, "It meant so much to me that somebody stopped, let
Let
alone
alone
Keanu
Keanu
freaking Reeves."
If I'm remembering this right, people like broke into his house one time to get a picture with him, and he took a picture with him and was like, "Please don't do this again."
That sounds like Keanu,
But the
Looks
Matrix,
absolutely breathtaking.
right? He's got a
Or
lot
all
of
three of the
stuff.
Matrix
Yeah.
movies, the replacements. He's Shane, Footsteps, Falco,
I don't think that's an action movie.
Speed.
Yeah,
Can't let the bus go under 60 mile an hour.
I am an agent from the FBI.
Was he in Point Break?
Yes.
yes.
Point Break. Also, probably some of the best action movies recently. All 3 John Wick movies. He's excellent in the John Wick movies.
I haven't seen them, but I did see where they were not going to be called John Wick, but he couldn't stop calling them John Wick in interviews. So they were like,
Right.
screw it, just call him John. Like they were going to be like Slash or something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, so the John Wick movies." And
They
like,
were going to
damn
be
it,
Puppy Dog Revenge, and then he's just been like, "Yeah, these John Wick movies that I'm working
I love
on."
the John Wick series. And I'm like, "Ah, crap, fine, call it John Wick."
He was in. Was he in one of the Halloweens? Or no, he was in. Was he Ichabod Crane in the movie?
No, it was Johnny Depp.
Oh, you're right. You're right, fam.
He's in that movie, though, isn't he?
Nah, I don't
Sleepy
think so.
Hollow?
Yeah, I think he's in Sleepy Hollow.
I think he is.
Is he?
I feel like
I think he is the Headless Horseman.
Well, not a great role for Keanu.
No,
then.
because, well, when he gets his head back, it's Christopher Walken.
right.
Oh. So yeah,
According to
that is
IMDb,
my number
he
3.
is not in.
Keanu Reeves.
I don't think Keanu Reeves is in Sleepy Hollow.
Crane?
I could have swore he was in.
I don't think so. Zach, what's your number 3?
Constantine?
That's a whole different thing.
Yes, it is. But that's the one I was thinking of.
My number 3 is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because you have classic movies like Predator, Conan the Barbarian.
Have you not said Terminator yet?
Right.
Right. Because I was trying to say...
The fact that you said before Terminator.
I was trying to think of something and I was going to close on Terminator.
The Expendables.
Right. Like, just...
Expendables 2. But I'll allow it.
He's been in so many action movies that it feels criminal to not put him on the list, especially because of the life he has had, because of how he has lived.
Right.
He came to the United
cheated on his wife with his housekeeper.
Right. Like,
who hasn't been there?
Right.
Had a baby with her.
Right. I mean, he came to this country with $20 in his pocket and was just like, I'm going to get super jacked. I'm going to be Mr. Universe, and then I'm going to be Governor of California, marry a Kennedy, and then cheat on her with a housemaid.
Well, mission accomplished on all of those,
right?
Then, because
that's what he did.
He did it.
That's what he did, and he has a great film career. You're sitting here saying how none of your people have
not a one have made a bad movie.
Have made a bad movie. There are some questionable.
Did you say Arnold that he didn't make a bad movie?
There's some questionable.
Jingle All the Way.
I was going to say Jingle All the Way is a bad movie.
Questionable movies. Yeah, no, he's got some bad ones, but
the good ones make up for it.
But the good ones make up for it. Dang it!
He made Jingle All the Way and Batman and Robin back to back. So those are 2 bad movies.
Batman and Robin
is a bad movie.
Is not a great movie. I will concede to that, but I thought I had a counterpoint. I don't. So all right. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and yeah.
So Don. What about you, fam?
My number 2, I already did my 3. My 3 was Keanu Reeves. That was Zach's 3, right?
Yeah, that was my 3.
I know that.
Did you do your 2? Or your 3?
I haven't done. Yeah, I did my 3 first.
Who was your 3?
My 3 was Will Smith.
Nice. So my number 2 is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Predator.
You just were like about to chastise Zach. Did you just say he hasn't made a bad movie? And they're like, my number 2 is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, I don't have Last Action, or I have Last Action Hero on here, which is a very corny movie, but it's
every Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of.
Have you seen Last Action Hero?
But Kindergarten Cop though.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop. I got on here. Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Running Man.
And Running Man wasn't that great.
Running Man was solid when I was a kid. Commando. Batman and Robin.
Now, see, that's where you're starting to wade
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 is the good one.
I mean, the first 2 Terminators were both good.
Yeah, but T2 is way better than Terminator 1.
Is there a bad one?
Judgment Day is way better than the Terminator. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Eddie Furlong is the most annoying person on the planet in that movie, and that movie's still fantastic.
Is Eddie Furlong the kid?
Yes.
Yeah, he sucks.
He sucks, and that movie's still great.
I mean, the movie's good. I don't think it's better than T1.
You're wrong.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're wrong.
Like, I just hear the echo off of the wall. You're yelling. You're so frustrated about it. T2 is so the Liquid Metal Man, which was super tight.
Right.
And then they made him like the evolved form of the Terminator, essentially, like Gen 2 or whatever.
Right.
And he like melts into the floor. His powers are so subjective, or they change so often, that's what makes the movie too cheesy for me compared to the first Terminator. That he can do random stuff at random times, but doesn't do it at different times when it makes more sense to do it.
T2 is a better movie.
Like he slowly walks from a quarter mile away instead of just melting into the concrete and sneaking up behind them and murdering them like he does the cops in the police station. It's such a cliche bad guy doing dumb thing that T-1000 does the entire movie that just bothers me. But it's still not a bad movie. I think that T1's better. Has a better story.
And there you have it. So that's Don's number 2. Zach, what about you?
My number 2 is Sylvester Stallone. The Rocky movies, every time I watch a Rocky movie, as soon as it's done, I'm like, I want to fight somebody.
Are Rocky movies action movies?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
Are they?
But then,
Yeah.
you've got Rambo, and there's no arguing that Rambo's an action
No,
movie.
no, there's not.
There's 27 of them, and the last one's not terrible. They got kind of bad there in the middle, but they're not so bad.
First Blood's phenomenal.
First Blood's absolutely fantastic. Cops just got to leave you alone, man. That's the moral of that story. Is the cops need to quit hassling people.
Don went to say something and thought, you know what? No, we're not gonna. I'm just gonna leave it. Keep that to myself here.
But
I wasn't going to say anything.
But then,
You opened your mouth and moved towards the microphone and then backed away as if, you know what? Never mind.
you have the Expendables, which again, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chuck Norris are in.
Chuck Norris isn't in the first Expendables.
Right,
Arnold
but-
Schwarzenegger is, though, by the way. I looked up IMDb.
He's the one that gives them the mission.
Yeah.
Well, that would be him in the movie, isn't it?
What's really interesting...
No. He's a rival mercenary. Bruce Willis is the one who gives him the mission. 'Cause
And
he's Mr.
Expendables
Church.
2.
No, in the first two, he's Mr. Church.
The first one was so great, I didn't see the second one.
The first one is
After the first one,
legitimately
they were
okay,
so bad after the first one.
But yeah, the second one's garbage.
So, and then the third one was terrible too.
I don't think I saw the third one because the second one was
Because the
so
second
bad.
one was so bad, because the
Yeah.
first one was not
Well,
great.
the reason the second one was so bad is that Chuck Norris is like a
In
good
it?
Christian man, and so he made them make it be PG-13 because he didn't like that the first one had so many swear words and blood and gore, so they cut all of it out of the second
And
one.
yet he's your number 5.
Yeah,
4.
4.
4.
4.
Jesus. Who was your number 5?
Nick Cage.
Who,
Okay.
coincidentally, is my number 2.
Oh, wow.
National Treasure. Not great action movies, but you could make the case that they are.
Wow, I really thought I was going to get some flack for
You
having
didn't
Nick
have
Cage on
Arnold
those.
or Sylvester
Yeah,
in your
I
top
love-
5.
yeah,
and
I
you
like-
have Nicolas Cage at 2.
Yeah, I like good movies and actors.
Then why... No. Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage
Cage-
has so many bad movies.
Right, but they're not. The bad movies he has aren't action movies. Con Air is really good.
That's it. Con Air's fantastic.
Face Off is-
Con Air's okay.
Con Air's pretty good.
It's got Malkovich in it, dude.
Face Off.
Just because it has John Malkovich in it doesn't mean that
John
it's
Malkovich
automatically
ever done a
really
bad
good.
movie?
Yes?
I said.
Name one.
No.
See, I
You
said
can't.
all of my.
I can't even name a John Malkovich movie.
All of my actors have not done a bad movie. Thank you very much. Still undefeated. Through my number 2, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage has done some bad movies.
Ghost Rider.
Left Behind.
Ghost Rider 2.
Hasn't done a
Left
bad
Behind.
movie. Hasn't done a bad movie. All right, so those.
National Treasure 2.
National
Whoa.
Treasure 2 is not as good as National Treasure, the first one, but it's still a
What's he doing?
solid flick.
I got Nick Cage at 2. Before we give our number 1s, let's go through honorable mentions. I got Harrison Ford in my honorable mention there.
All right.
It's not
Solid.
bad. Indiana Jones and Han Solo, you can't go
Right.
wrong.
Well,
Well, I mean,
Clear
Air
and
Force
Present
One.
Danger, Air Force One.
Fugitive.
The Fugitive. Zach, just keep naming off lists, and I'll defend myself. And then I don't particularly like his movies, but Jason Statham.
See, I had Jason Statham in my honorable mention
I like
too.
Jason
but
Statham.
I'm
That's
not
the only
crazy.
role he can do.
Right.
Like he
He's
can't.
tough guy.
Right, he can't go and. Jason Statham can't be Billy Madison.
No.
I'd see that movie though.
I wouldn't. He would kill Veronica Vaughn.
Yeah.
He would kill Miss Lippy, guaranteed.
Fact.
I got Jason.
Thank you
Statham.
very much, Miss Lippy.
So those are my honorable mentions. Don, what about you?
I help the school with this program where I sit behind the bus driver and make sure they're driving the bus okay. Billy, you forgot your
macaroni necklace.
Thank you very much.
Very much, Miss Lippy.
So my honorable mention, I do have Jason Statham on my honorable mention. The Italian Job is a great movie. The Transporter is really good. Crank is very like cartoony, but it's also like a fun movie to watch. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie to watch.
What about the Megalodon? Did you see the Megalodon?
So
that was
he
just
also
called Meg.
was in
Oh,
the
sorry.
the
Excuse me.
Expendables and the Fast and Furious franchise, and he's in the Meg. I watched the Meg.
Didn't hate it.
I heard it was a solid
Probably
movie.
the second, like, behind Jaws,
Oh, okay.
probably the second best, like, shark movie. Because I watched a little bit of The Shallow and didn't like it, and I watched some of 47 Meters Down or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also not good. So I think by default, the Meg kind of takes over that second spot as shark movie. Now it's
Is
also
it better than Open Water? You ever seen Open Water? You would hate it.
no. Is the other one like Blue Crush or something like that? Oh, you know, what was the one with LL Cool J?
I think that's Blue
Samuel L.
Crush.
Jackson. No, where they're on the ship and they made the sharks super smart.
Haven't seen that.
I was saying, I know what movie you're talking about, but I can't. Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, and LL Cool J kills a shark with a Zippo. How, you ask? He pulls the gas line out of the stove and then throws the Zippo into it, and it explodes in there. And even though the shark was underwater, he killed it. But Samuel L. Jackson is giving a speech in the movie, and like the sharks had just like attacked their underwater base, and they had a submarine, and the submarine kind of like crashed onto their like little escape hatch. Mm-hmm. He's like, "We have got to pull together," because Samuel L. Jackson yells and everything.
Right.
The first thing we're going to do is we are going to pull up this mother effing sub. And as he says submarine, a shark jumps out of the water, grabs him, and takes him back down. And then everybody just panics and forgets everything he said. I was like, clearly you need to move that submarine and close that hatch where the shark just came through.
Yeah.
You should listen. You heard what Samuel L. Jackson just said.
That would be the logical thing to do.
They do not do that.
Yeah, well, that's
Instead,
that's their problem.
Instead, they outmaneuver a shark underwater to kill it. He like Toro bull fighting that shark underwater.
Anybody else on your honorable mention list, Don?
Yeah, and so Sylvester Stallone, obviously the Rocky movies, puts him up there. The Rambo movies, Vin Diesel I threw on here as well. The Pitch Black, and that
Chronicles
little
of Riddick.
Yep, Chronicles of Riddick, Fast and the Furious, other movies that he's in that I can't think of off the top of my head because I'm going too
Fire
fast.
wasn't bad.
And then Jackie Chan I've got on here as well.
I also have Jackie Chan on my
The
list.
Rush Hour movies, Around the World in 80 Days,
Yeah.
and then the one with him and Owen Wilson that's like in the Old West.
Shanghai Noon.
It's also a very good movie. So that rounds out my honorable mentions.
What?
And by very good, I mean it's a very good action movie.
No, Zach
very
said
good movies.
The Pacifier was not bad.
It wasn't terrible.
The Pacifier was so bad.
for
Pacifier
a
is
kid's
awful.
action movie, it's not bad.
No, it's bad.
Well, that's
for
like me putting
everything.
the game plan for The Rock on here is a good movie,
Right.
Or The Tooth Fairy. Well, for a kid's sports movie, it's really good.
Not
Or
bad.
Gridiron Gang.
Pacifier is awful, and whether kids think the Pacifier is awful, that's
Right.
how you know it's bad.
Boss Baby, not a bad action movie.
Zach, your honorable mention list includes?
So, as previously stated, I have Jason Statham and Jackie Chan, and then I also have Tom Selleck, because he's in a bunch of those Hallmark Channel like Jesse Stone movies.
Those Hallmark Channel
great action movies.
Like they're dumb and they cater to boomers.
You know,
But-
the one where the girl escapes the small town life and moves to the big city and is super successful, and then comes home for Christmas and then
And
gives
falls in
everything up
love
and becomes
with
a housewife.
with Christmas tree farm manager,
Right. But
who also owns a bakery for some reason.
between that,
She loves flannel.
like Magnum PI was like a great
Television
action
show.
from back in the day.
I was gonna like,
Tom
how does
Selleck,
that have anything to do with action movie heroes, stars?
Sometimes.
because he's a great actor, that's why. And and Tom Selleck's mustache is iconic. Plain and simple, Tom Selleck's mustache.
Hey,
is
we're not
iconic.
ranking the top 5 mustaches, though.
Well, right, because Sam Elliott's is number one.
Obviously, it
Obviously.
has its own commercial.
Right.
Zach, have you seen a movie since like 1984?
I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but I'm 75 years old. I am your younger brother.
Tom
and I am
Selleck's best
75
movie
years
is
old.
3 Men and a Baby, and that is not an action movie.
Sure it is.
He's in Mr. Baseball. It's not bad.
Tom Selleck's best movie is Three Men and a Baby. His second best movie, Three Men and a Little Lady.
Oh dear. All right, so I'm. Are we all on the same boat here for number one?
Absolutely.
Zach?
I don't-
Zach's like, I don't think so.
There's no way that you guys can't have this person at number one.
All right, Don.
Well, Zach, what is your number one?
Hold on. We're counting down 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to hit it, okay?
And then we're just going to yell at Zach for not having the same one?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
3, 2, 1. Bruce Willis.
Yes! Thank you, God. Thank you so much.
When you said probably not, I was like, oh God, this is Rugrats all over again.
I was like, how do you not have Bruce Willis at number one?
Well, I don't know. I just thought for a hot minute there that...
What did you think we thought?
I don't know.
Nobody had it in the honorable mention. Nobody had it in their top
list,
five.
I don't know. I was just very...
Listening to your list, I was waiting for like John Travolta to come out. He was in Be Cool and Face Off. Top tier.
Grease.
But not Grease 2, because Grease 2's garbage.
8 seconds.
John Travolta in 8 seconds?
I don't think so.
Anyway, I'm glad that Zach can finally get one right here.
Because literally...
So one of my favorite things about The Expendables is that in that movie, it was the first time that Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, and Arnold Schwarzenegger were in one scene together for their entire careers. And that was the basis of those movies, essentially.
Yeah. Pretty much. But Die Hards are obviously the best action movies.
Yeah. Best action movies.
There's
best Christmas movies.
They're not... The first one is not a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
Like, there's no debate that they're the best. Like, nobody has ever been like, I think
Lethal Weapon's better than Die Hard.
Lethal Weapon is better than Die Hard. No, it's not.
Danny
Right, it's
Glover's
not even-
so much better.
Like the Bill
none of that.
and 10 versus Wayne's World debate is closer than the Die Hard versus Lethal Weapon debate.
Right. So it's cut and dry. Die Hard's the best.
But speaking of bad movies, he did make G.I. Joe, which was bad.
Didn't see it.
He was in it for a hot second. And then he was in the Expendable movies, which you said he wasn't in any bad movies.
Okay,
Moonstruck's not great.
Expendables 2 is bad. You know what? Expendables is bad. They all suck. They're bad.
The whole 9 yards, the whole 10 yards. Did you watch those?
They're not great.
I watched the whole 9 yards. I've never seen the whole.
They're funny.
10 yards.
Armageddon.
He's great in Armageddon, though.
He's in
Fifth Element.
He's seen Slevin. Lucky
Number 11 I've seen.
I think, but Bruce Willis isn't that right? Or am I? I'm thinking.
Yes, Bruce Willis is in that. Yes, they do the Kansas City Shuffle, and is it JGL? Is it Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I don't. I haven't
I
seen
think
that.
JGL plays a young Bruce Willis
in Looper.
Looper's badass movie.
Looper's a badass
Looper's good.
movie.
Looper's good. So there we
Lucky
go.
number 11. But whoever it was kills. Spoiler alert. Kills Bruce Willis at the end of that. Oh, it's the same kid from Wanted.
James McAvoy?
It's not the same kid from Wanted. Josh Hartnett.
Wide right there, Donnie. Wide right.
Bruce Willis is also in.
He was in Black Hawk Down.
Sin City.
I've never seen Sin City.
Oh, really? You would like Sin City. So Bruce Willis, cut and dry. I'm glad, Zach, you got one right here for once.
So
Pulp Fiction.
When we pitched this idea, literally the first name I wrote down, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, so did I. I did Bruce
And it's
Willis,
not
Arnold
a, like-
Schwarzenegger.
But it's not a. Bruce Willis wasn't a. Let me write down everybody who might be on my list. It was
I
like
put him at
Bruce
number
Willis
one.
is number
Right.
one, and then we got
Right.
to slot in
Right.
from there. So now, Zach, luckily, we're not going to sit here and make fun of you horrendously in a reaction show. So
I think this is the first time we've all had the same number one.
I think that's right. That's how cut and dry it is.
Happy Father's Day.
100%. Zach?
Thanks for having me.
Don is on Twitter at Donnie_G. Ladies, get at him.
Thought we were setting
Slide
me up
into
with
my
this
DMs.
video.
Slide
Or
into
this
Don's DMs.
podcast.
Slide into Zach's DMs. Whoever you want, whoever's DMs you want to get in. They're available at Rankum Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are available wherever you download your podcasts, so whether it's iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Podcast Junkie, wherever you listen to podcasts, we are available there. I'm at Garrett C. Wright on Twitter. And again, follow us. Give us a 5-star review, however you can help us out. We certainly do appreciate it, and we will catch you next time on the Rankum Podcast.